Most people think investing has to feel like a second job, filled with stress, the panic, the confusing charts, and financial gurus screaming at the next big opportunity. But the truth is, the best investors usually look boring from the outside because they are calm, patient, and focused on systems instead of emotions. Stress free investing is not about getting rich overnight, it is about creating a setup where your money quietly works for you in the background while you keep living your life. And the biggest mistake beginners make is believing they must constantly watch the market every hour like it is a reality show. And that mindset destroys confidence because markets naturally move up and down. And if you check your investments every 5 minutes, every dip feels like a disaster, even when nothing is actually wrong. And the first thing you need to understand is that investing becomes stressful when your expectations are unrealistic. If you think every investment should instantly double, you will panic the second it drops. And real investing is slow. It's steady. It's consistently repeated for years, and the stock market has survived recession, crashes, wars, inflation, my ex-wife, political chaos, and global disasters. Yet over long periods, it still trends upwards because business continues growing. And this is why long term investors usually beat emotional investors. And emotional investors buy because hype and sell because of fear. Calm investors follow a plan. And one of the easiest way to remove the stress is to stop trying to predict the time to invest. And nobody consistently times the market perfectly. Not even professionals with giant teams and expensive offices, instead of waiting for the magical perfect moment. Use dollar cost averaging, and that simply means investing a fixed amount on a regular schedule, whether the market is up or down. And when prices fall, your money buys more shares. And when prices rise, your investments grow. And this removes the pressure because you are no longer making emotional or all or nothing decisions every week. Another major source of stress is investing money you might suddenly need. If your RIP money is sitting in risky investments, every market dip will feel like a heart attack. Build an emergency fund first. Having even a few months of expenses saved in cash creates breathing room and it helps you think rationally instead of desperately. Financial peace starts with stability before growth. And the next thing that keeps investing simple is diversification. Do not put everything into one trendy company because somebody online posted rocket emojis next to it. Spread your investment across different companies, industries, and assets. Index funds are one of the easiest ways to do this because they automatically hold large collections of companies instead of relying on one business to carry your future. Many investors realize that simple index investing often beats complicated strategy because it removes the emotional mistakes and the excessive trading. Another reason people stress themselves out is the comparison. And somebody online will always claim that they're $50,000 overnight and trading some random asset. And most people only post their wins and hide their disasters. Enough about my ex wife, though. No, I'm kidding. Comparing your steady progress to somebody else's highlight reel is a guaranteed way to feel frustrated. Your investment strategy should fit your life, your income, your goals, and your risk tolerances. If you cannot sleep because your portfolio swings wildly every day, your strategy is too aggressive for personality. A good investment plan should let you sleep peacefully at night, and that matters more than chasing bragging rights online. You also need to understand the difference between investing and gambling because modern internet culture mixes them together constantly. Investing is owning assets with long term growth, potential based on real business and value creation. Gambling is chasing excitement, hype, and fast emotional rewards. And if your investment decisions are driven by adrenaline, fear, or missing out, or social media trends, you're probably gambling. Real investors spend more time controlling their emotions than predicting the future. And one powerful habit is automating your investments. Set up automatic transfers so your money moves into your investment accounts without requiring constant decisions. Automation reduces the emotional interference, which it builds discipline naturally. It also makes investing feel less dramatic because it becomes part of your normal routine instead of some giant stressful event. Think about how people build physical strength. They do not go to the gym once and expect instant transformation. They show up consistently for years. Investing works the same way. Small contributions made consistently can become massive over time. Because of combined growth, compound growth is powerful because your money begins generating returns on previous returns. And over long periods, that snowball effect becomes enormous. The earlier you start, the more time works in your favor. Another important thing is in ignoring financial noise. Every day there will be headlines claiming the economy is doomed, the market is crashing, or some new investment will supposedly change civilization forever. Financial media often profits from keeping people emotional because fear and excitement generate attention. You know, calm investors learn to filter noise and focus on long term fundamentals instead of daily drama. And that does not mean ignoring reality. It means understanding that short term volatility is normal. And some of the best investors in history succeed because they stayed rational while everyone else panicked. Patience is competitive advantages now because so many people expect instant results. You should also avoid overcomplicating things. Many people think complicated strategies automatically mean smarter strategies, but complexity often creates confusion and stress. A simple portfolio you actually understand is better than a complicated setup you constantly fear. And if you cannot explain your investment clearly in a few sentences, you probably do not fully understand them. Knowledge is reduce fear and learn the basics of stocks, bonds, index funds, and risk management and taxes. You do not need to become a financial wizard overnight, but understanding where your money is going to help removes the anxiety. Another huge factor is the lifestyle inflation. When people earn more money, they often increase spending just as fast, which keeps them financially trapped and emotionally stressed. And investing becomes easier when your lifestyle stays below your income because you create margins and margin creates the options. The options create the freedom, and the goal is not just having more money. The goal is having more control over your time and choices. Stress free investing also means accepting that losses will happen sometimes. Even great investment experiences, downturns, temporary declines are normal. Panicking during every downturn is like quitting the gym because you got sore after one workout. I'm sore before I even get there. The key is staying focused on your larger timeline. More wealth is built slowly through patience, discipline, and consistency, not flashy overnight success stories. And at the end of the day, investing without stress comes down to a few simple principles: spend less than you earn, avoid emotional decisions, and invest consistently. Diversify your holdings and ignore constant hype. And for God's sake, stay focused on the long game. The calmer your strategy becomes, the more likely you are to stick with it. And sticking with a good plan for years usually beats constantly jumping between exciting idea that burns you out emotionally. And financial success is often less about intelligence and more about the behavior. The people who win long term are usually the people who stay steady while everyone else they lost their mind. Thanks for watching today's video. If you found value in today's video, please subscribe. We're looking to build this channel, and without that subscription base, we're not going to be able to grow. And I want to see you on the next video. We're looking to build a community here with positivity and trying to change the world and be there for each other instead of against each other, where we're always against each other everywhere. So I'd like to see you subscribe. Every subscription makes me happy every morning when I pull up my phone and I see it. I'd love to see you here. So let's do something together and let's start with some positivity and let's get rich together. Why not? Have a good day.